Hello, hello. Okay. Let's see. Hello, hello. Okay, is it working now? It should be. Okay, that's weird. Anyways, sorry about that. Apparently muted. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Nothing different happened. I guess one thing that changed was I restarted the computer today. I guess maybe that messed with something. I don't know. That's really weird that mic wasn't working. There's no reason why it shouldn't. All I did was change it to a different mic and then change it back to the mic. But it was already set to the correct mic, so I don't know. But anyways, my bad. Whoops. Anyways, let me go redo everything that I was saying. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gems of War. What is it now? Campaign 20, week 5, day 7. So today, they did finally upload the event calendar for next month. So we'll be going over the entirety of that for the entire month of October. We'll be going over all the weekly stuff that we normally do. What else did I say? Oh yeah, the PvP season. So next week is the final week to go do the PvP season. So if you need to do anything with this, definitely make sure to do so. You need 180,000 if you bought the bigger pass, or 176,000 if you bought or didn't buy any pass if you're just doing the free side. So if you haven't already finished out either of those two, it is advised to do so, as next week is the last week to get all those rewards. There's nothing unique in here, but a lot of pretty free loot for just doing a little bit of PvP, or a lot of it if you're missing a lot of points, but assuming you've already been doing some, you probably don't have that much to finish it if you haven't already. Beyond that, yeah, let's start getting into things. Yeah, sorry about that. So hello everyone, let me say all the hellos. Let's see. Hello, Mark. Hello, Draco. Hello, Supernova. Hello, Chad. Hello, yeah. Hello, Draco. Hello, Crisp. Hello, hello, Supernova. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Mr. Z. Too loud? Wait, is it too loud right now? Or was that when I switched to the other mic? Is it fine now, volume-wise? Wait, is it too loud? Yes, no? No, yes? It should be normal, but let me know. I'm not sure if you're just making a joke because it was muted earlier. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's everything. Hey, anyways, so weekly stuff. Let's go over basic weekly, then we'll go over the entire calendar. So we have 2 troops coming in. One being for the invasion event, and the other one being the standard glory troop. This is the invasion troop one for the towers. It deals some damage to an enemy, boosted by treasure maps, which is pretty useless, though I do not know its boost ratio off the top of my head. Let me go check. Because for whatever reason, they refuse to ever put boost ratios on these things. The boost ratio is 4 times. So for every treasure map you have, he will hit 4 higher, technically meaning 20 higher because of the 5 times multiplier. Is that worth it? Not really. At least it does get to gain a treasure map every single cast, so it itself does get to boost up its damage, but like most treasure map boost ratio teams, it is just not worth it. And of course the treasure maps themselves, at least in the current state of the game until they rework Treasure Hunt, is also not worth it. Next we have the one that you can end up getting for Glory, this thing with its bird. Deals some damage to an enemy and gains 1 treasure map, and then summons a Parrot. Parrot is, I believe, a double silence RNG troop. It's this one right over here. If we go over to Parrot, it's actually a bounty hunter troop if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's not just called Parrot? Oh, I'm under Darkstone. Oops, wait. I was gonna say. But Parrot is a double silence troop. It deals some damage to an enemy and silences whatever it hits, but then also has a 50% chance to silence adjacent enemies. I can't remember. I believe the 50% adjacent is individually rolled. So it's guaranteed on your target, but it individually rolls 250% on the 2 adjacents. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if it does both at once or individual, but pretty sure it's individual. And you'll either get 1, 2, or 3 silences out of its ability, which honestly isn't that bad. For something that you're getting as a summon basically for free. Unfortunately, its traits are pretty abysmal, given that it's a bounty troop and everything, so it is scaled pretty low, but honestly, it's not bad. So that summons not the worst thing in the world. Unfortunately, the rest of its traits don't really do anything for it. First trait's useless, second trait's useless, and third trait is actually a new one. 25% chance to summon a Parrot when it dies, which, again, not awful, but compared to other things, it just isn't really use keys for having on your team. The thing that's pretty interesting, though, is Parrot is also a yellow-blue, so at least it's color neutral. Sometimes something summons something that's completely different than what it is. Also, hello, Isabel. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Welcome, welcome. But this actually summons something that's its exact color, so at least it has synergy in that regard, where you're replacing a color with the same color. We also get this useless weapon, deals some damage to the first 2 enemies, boosted by rogue allies. Doesn't matter what this boost ratio is, it could be 10 and that's not going to be worth it. It could be 20 and that's probably still not even worth it. Even at 30. I'm not sure what number it needs to be worth it. I want to say 50. Wait, that might be too much, especially for newer players, but the problem is they can't really scale it properly for early game and end game, so they're always way too weak. Though even in early game, I feel like they're still pretty weak. Anyways, we do have the entire event calendar. This was posted yesterday, but of course I didn't stream yesterday, so I wasn't able to go over it. But we can go over it now. I have a nice zoomed in one right over here. Oh, it's not actually zoomed in yet, though. Oh, wait, can I not zoom in on this setup? Oh. That's weird. I can't zoom in on this setup like I could before. Wait, I was able to get like one zoom in before. Why won't it let me? No! Okay, well, we'll just have to look at it through here. That's fine. Alright, let's see. So obviously everything we just went over. We have everything related to the Black Hulk event week. One thing I didn't mention yet is that we have a Vault event this weekend. We're actually going to be getting 2 Vault events. We're getting a bonus one as compensation for some issues that happened the other week with the patch when there was a bunch of disconnects for people. Or not disconnects, but there's a bunch of crashing happening, particularly on console. But they said that they would give us a bonus Vault event weekend, and that means we have a Vault event weekend, a not Vault event weekend, a Vault event weekend, a not Vault event weekend, and then a Vault event weekend. So we have 3 Vault event weekends within 5 weeks, which is among one of the highest ratios we've ever had in a very long time. So that's pretty cool. What's even funnier is they might do another one in another 2 weeks from there, because that will be around the time of the 10-year anniversary of the game. So we might have 4 Vault weekends in an 8-week period, but currently we have 3 within 5. So that's still pretty good. But yeah, Vault Weekend pretty much every other weekend for the next month, maybe 2 months, so that's pretty nice. Anyways, beyond that, Tower of Doom next week. I'm not sure what color it is for. Terran's Road would actually tell us. The Tower of Doom weapon that we're getting, unfortunately, it's those useless shields, so we don't really get much from it. But if I go check this real quick, we can actually see that is the color of yellow. So we're going to have a yellow Tower of Doom that week, so any yellow troops, that means we can use Takashaka and everything like that, so should be pretty straightforward as far as the higher end stuff. Lower end, you could always cheese it with finesse and a few other things, but as far as let's see, so we have Tower of Doom, nothing else really happening that week. Bounty Troop, but I'm pretty sure Bounty Troop's not anything useful. Might as well check it. Already checking pretty much everything. Might as well check all the things. Those are, oh yeah, that's the Mythic coming up. I think that's the Mythic actually coming out next week, so we'll go over that in a second. The other one is a troop that already was out. We don't need that anymore. I'm trying to get to troop spoiler, so I want to see what the troop is for the Bounty Hunter. So the Bounty Hunter troop is... Where's open a new tab? Is it you? Or are you even the Bounty? No, you're not even the Bounty. Where's the Bounty? Wait, you're the Mythic. Oh, wait. This isn't the Mythic that we're getting. Did they change it out? Wait, this is the Mythic we're getting this month. Alright, let me go open this new tab. Oh, no. This is the one that we're getting for... Yeah, this is the one we're getting this month. Yeah. This is the one we're getting this Friday. Alright, just making sure. So where's the Bounty troop then? Wait, what's this Mythic for then? Oh, no. This is the new Immortal. Never mind. This is still relevant. This is the new Immortal. I forgot. Not the new Mythic, but the new Immortal. Where's the Bounty? Where's the Bounty? Bounty Troop, where are you? I should probably just check over here. It'd be a lot easier to tell. There it is. That it is this one right over here. And honestly, its ability doesn't actually even look bad. Alright, so some things coming up in the near future. This is the Mythic coming out next Friday. As in this Friday. In, what, 5-6 days from now? You know what Friday is. The Ghost King Grimhorn. He is a Mythic from Drakzoom, Undead Dwarf. 24 mana cost, green, blue, red, and he does the following. He deals magic plus 2 true damage to the first 2 enemies. Convert all yellow gems to Doom Skulls to boost the effect. Interesting. It's kind of similar to what other things do Drakzoom. There's one that does like blue to Doom Skull, stuff like that. A double convert into Doom Skull. He also gets to conjure a Doomstorm when matching for an extra turn, so he's very similar to the legend that's already there, except instead of doing blue to Doom Skull, he does yellow to Doom, and he has a true damage poke instead of, I think, just a single poke or whatever the other guy does. I forget. And he has a little bit easier way of conjuring Doomstorm. I forget the way the other one does, but this one, it does it through simply getting an extra turn, which is nice. Beyond that, yeah, seems to just be a Doomskull really a thing. His middle trait's pretty bad, his first trait's pretty bad. So it just seems to be a okay Doomskull thing. It's okay. It's nothing over the top. My biggest concern is 24 mana cost. I wish I was like 20 or 22. Feels a little high for ultimately what he's doing. It's not like he does an insane amount of true damage. Not to mention him doing true damage into skulls doesn't really synergize that well unless you use Lord of Slaughter, which has, I think, like full color conflict with him. So you're not really going to be using that together. I don't know, maybe he'll find his way into some undead and or dwarf teams, particularly undead, but beyond that, I don't think you're going to use him too often. He's not bad, but it's an issue with a lot of troops have that it's not bad, but generally not good enough to really be used unless you're under a restriction where you have to. You're not just going to generally put this into a team. But, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see, just kind of see the synergy. We're also going to be getting this Immortal. This one will be coming in with the next PvP season, which is not next week, but the week after next week. But figured we still go over it right now. Why not? This is 30 mana cost. Deals true splash damage to 3 random enemies, so 50% to the adjacents of those 3 enemies in true damage. Boosted by Hourglass Gems, so 2 times extra damage per Hourglass Gem, which with how many times it hits and it's true damage isn't too bad of a boost ratio. And if you use in Mirage Expanse, it will deal double damage, which of course, main location you'll be using it in, unless you're using outside of it just as a true damage option if you lack some other things. And his main gimmick is it has a 50% chance to convert a yellow gem into an Hourglass Gem, while of course also having the billion immunities that every Immortal has. So overall, not bad. This fully maxed will have a 100% chance, of course, of creating a Hourglass Gem, but even if you buy the pass, you're not going to be able to get it. We saw from this time around, I believe it got level 21 on the new troop, and you need 30 in order to get it to, what do you call it? To have the final trait upgrade. So that would be kind of insane, given that it would have a 100% chance to do that every single turn, which is an Hourglass guaranteed every turn. But you're not going to be able to have that for like months from now, even if you buy the pass. And if you don't buy the pass, it's going to be like years from now. So overall, probably not worth it. By then, we'll probably have a proper Hourglass mechanic troop that isn't this anyway, so you won't even need to utilize her. By the time you'd have her free to play, she's probably not even worth using anymore. So yeah, for the most part, unfortunately, kind of average, but could be an okay damage source. And it's still 50% even when she's not upgraded, so half the time you'll get Hourglass, though it is way more consistent at 100%, of course. Yeah, those are other things coming in the very near future. Aside from that, Halloween event starting on... Wait, why is this thing starting on Friday? Wait, I'm confused. Do they have like another Halloween event? I'm confused as to why this is starting here. We're getting the Halloween pet on the 30th, so the Wednesday before Halloween, of course. Wait, what's the 18th starting here? Let me see. It probably says it on the event calendar page. PvP season ends. PvP season starts. New Mythic. We already went over that. Halloween. That's weird. Halloween event starting. Halloween holiday event is starting on the 18th. Oh, is that the 2-week calendar thingy? Oh, that might be the, No, but then there's adventure calendar. I'm confused. What's the Halloween holiday event? Are they just starting it on the 18th? That's so weird. Normally they start it on Mondays. I guess that works. They're just starting it on a Friday instead? Just because it synergizes better to where Halloween is? That is so weird. Does it show that in game 2? That the time is then? 18 days from now. 18 days from now is what day? 18 days from now is, week 1. Yeah. Okay, that's weird. Alright, so yeah, they're just starting the Halloween event on a Friday instead of a Monday. So that it will go from this Friday all the way until Halloween day. Okay, that's interesting. They've never done that before, but yeah, I guess that works. So the 2-week-long holiday event where you get the pet, the troop, the golden pet, you know, the armor, all that kind of stuff. That is happening or starting on a Friday of that week, not on the Monday of that week. So that it coincides all the way to Halloween. And that's pretty much everything happening, other than a billion Vault Event weekends in the near future. Vault Event, Vault Event, Vault Event. And probably even another one in 10-year anniversary month, which is next month. But that's everything. A lot of Halloween stuff. Pretty tame beginning of it, other than the Vault Event weekend coming up, though. Pretty tame, and then it just goes crazy with like a billion events at once. But there we go. That's everything. Let's see. Anything relevant down here? Their studio is going to be closed on those days. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, nothing too important down there. Alright, but that's everything. Anyways. Let's see. What games are we going to do now that Gems of War got friend zoned? We're still doing Gems of War. It's because we stream it 3 days a week instead of 7 doesn't mean we're not doing it. Though I did only take 2 trippies today, apparently. I've been slacking. Alright, we did that. Let's start doing things. But to answer that question, currently Old School RuneScape until our next MMO, which is going to be Brighter Shores, which is coming out supposedly early November. It's actually coming out the day after my birthday. Also, I didn't look into it yet. I think they did a preview for it, but the next Mario Party is coming up very soon. And it's probably the last Switch game I'm going to be getting. Because I'm trying to think what else is coming out on the Switch before the Switch 2 comes out or wherever they're calling it. And I think the next Mario Party will be the last game I end up getting on the Nintendo Switch. Anyways, let's go start clearing things out. I believe that's coming out late October? I haven't really been keeping up with much of the stuff with it. Hey, we get to do Gets the Door. Let's see. Start a poll. You know what time it is. Oh yeah, I still need to go check those emote things. Yes. He sent it to me for like 2 weeks now and I still haven't checked them. I really should. Anyways. Guess the door. 456. Go, go, go. See if we can get it. We'll land on extra code if we can. Why don't we have a Vault event every weekend? Honestly, I wish we wouldn't have a Vault event every weekend. It's a nice educational thing. It is quite the grind if you're going to be going for it like every weekend. Like, it's by far the longest event in the entire game by quite a margin. Though it has, like, no endpoint, technically. In that you can put as much time into it as you want. But on average, I would say I probably put, like, 10 hours into it. Compared to the average event weekend these days that I put, like, an hour or two into, if even that. So to have a 10-hour, like, weekend event every single weekend would be quite a long amount of time. Obviously, you don't have to do it for that long. But even if you just went for 100 keys, that's still going to take you, like, 2-3 hours. If you went for, like, just a 100 key goal. Mostly because the pity keys get you there pretty quickly. Alright, there we go. We'll let the poll go a little bit longer. Let's see, what other things? Tribute we'll take once it comes up. Our guild carried us through. Thank you, guild. How badly did we do? Look at how much we carried. I even think I bought tier 3 instead of tier 2, too. Let's see, new faction. We're probably just going to ignore the faction event. We don't really need it. Vault keys we've already zeroed out for next week's Vault event weekend. Oh yeah, we're going to need to open a lot of Vault keys in the upcoming weeks, aren't we? Because I want to zero them out before every upcoming Vault event weekend, just so we don't get overwhelmed with Vault keys. So we're going to be opening a lot of them in the next month or so. Alright, this event's I already checked. It's already been done. Double checked I've donated gold. Claim our seals, even though the guild's already at the threshold. Yep, we did 5 million because we actually forgot on Monday. Alright, so the only things left are in PvP then. So let's go finish out Dungeon. Well, that and Underspire, but... Actually, no, we'll do PvP first, then go head over to Underspire so we can use some of the booster during it. So what's currently winning the poll right now? Can I even see it by clicking this? Yes, 5 is currently winning, so we're going to go for 5. No, it was 4. No, it was 6. No! Unfortunate. It was 6. 6 was winning at 1.2. But there we go. Alright, well, unfortunate. I'll still hand out 3 codes this stream. You'd settle for a week-long Vault event. Didn't they do that once? I think they did something like that once. It's very rare that they ever do a Vault event weekend that isn't just 3 days, but they have a couple times. And one, I believe, lasted an entire week, I think. I know one lasted for like 4 or 5 days before, which was almost an entire week at that point. Yeah, no, perfect dungeon. Always worth it getting the gems or diamonds on that day. Technically, it's worth it every day, but particularly worth it on Sundays. Alright, let's go to PvP. I'm going to do a very, very minimal amount of PvP. The main reason for this is I deliberately want to lose rating so that we can go down to the other bracket because we're going to go crazy on PvP next week. For one, it's the final week, but also because we're going to be at the lower rank, so I want to go get our, what would you call it? Get all of our gold marks from the leaderboard thingy. So we're probably going to go for 30, 50, some kind of high number. Whatever it takes, probably. Yeah, they only did a week-long once, and they did a 4 or 5 day-long one once or twice. But they've only done a week-long Vault event once ever. So maybe they will for the 10-year anniversary month. Because it's right around the corner. We're only a month and a half away from the 10-year anniversary of the game at this point. It's mid-November, but they normally celebrate it a little bit before mid-November lately. But mid-November is technically when it is. Hello, Defined. Hello, Ozzy. Welcome, welcome. You just reached level 1000 after 2 months. Nice. You're really struggling to find verses for the Vault events. You generally only want to hunt for them during Vault event weekends. It's generally not advised trying to farm them outside of Vault event weekends. It is possible, but it takes 3 times longer. So you generally want to go and accumulate them all while it's a Vault event weekend. Luckily, every other weekend for the next, like, several weeks is going to be a Vault event weekend. Between compensation, the one that we get every 4 weeks naturally, as well as potentially another one for the 10-year anniversary coming up soon. So we have a lot of Vault event weekends coming up. So I would advise just verse farming during the event themselves, rather than trying to preemptively get them. As preemptively getting them is very, 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 very slow. Unless you're just doing a lot of Explore 12 or similar things. Like a lot of Explore in general. But otherwise, they are very slow to accumulate prior to a Vault event weekend. But otherwise, you just quick kill battles. Like, just go to, like, Explore 1, keep quick killing it, and go from there. Like a quick Dust Devil team, or Rowan, or anything you do to one-shot them. Yeah, and you do tend to get a one verse that's always way lower than the others. They currently have no way to target them, which is unfortunate. I think my lowest number is like 50 away from my highest number. Which I can go check right now. Let's see, what's the ratio right now? Well, it's not as bad these days. It's actually been catching up. It's only a 41 difference right now between my highest and lowest, which is kind of funny because verse 4 way back in the day used to be my lowest verse. Then it was verse 2 for the longest time, and then it was verse 3, as it has been for the current most recent longest time. Well, they did switch recently, but it's a 41 gap, so you do tend to have one that's just way lower than the others. And there isn't really much of a way around that currently, unfortunately. Alright, let's go. I gotta do 5 in Central. And then after that, I think we're done with PvP, and then we just go use our hour booster Resher Stream. We'll run a little bit of Explore, we'll run a little bit of Underspire, a little bit of everything. Maybe we'll even open some Epic Vault Keys. I think we're at a nice fine number right now, so maybe we won't. But we were the other day, and we actually got the elusive 900 gem drop. It was nice. Can't remember what stream we did it on. We did that, like, last week? I actually can't remember what stream it was. I think it was last week's Monday. Or technically this week's Monday, depending on how you look at it. One more question. To make Wand of Stars, you can't seem to find the lovers. Do you think it's exclusive to Vault Keys? Yes. It is a random drop from Vault Keys. Or Epic Vault Keys, either or. It's in both drop tables. But yeah, it's just pure RNG. Easiest way to get it, or the only way to get it, is just get more Vault Keys. And the best way to get Vault Keys is just farm Vault Event weekends. Which is this weekend. And 3 weekends from now. And 5 weekends from now. We got a lot of them coming up. So now's the best time to do so for it. And by best time, I mean particularly this weekend, but you know, during those times. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week will be the time to go and farm for it. Hey, Valraven, nice. Because whatever I don't get by the time we hit our threshold, I'm probably not going to bother for because I need to stay under 8,000 rating in order to deliberately go down a rank. So I can't do too much more. But it should be just enough doing the 5 here for our gold marks. I tried to pace it exactly so we wouldn't go above anyone. And I believe after this battle, this should be the last one we need. Hopefully I get a Valhawk here. Because otherwise I won't be able to go get the other 2 daily Valhawks, I don't think. Without getting too much score. Let's go see where we are. Because I think I have to stay under 8,000. So if I have a little bit more leeway, I'll still go for it. Let's see. Okay, I could technically do like 3 fights. Because I'm currently at 7,584. Oh, wait, I still need to do, Alright, well, I guess I'll do our 2 or 3 fights that we need, and then just double claim it then. And then do the rest everything else, everywhere else. Alright, that'll work. Because I'm actually not at the 5,700 yet. I do need that so we can take the 1,000 twice. Still not sure why they haven't fixed that glitch. I assume it's a glitch. Or if it's a feature, I wish they would denote it a little better. But you can actually double claim the 1,000. It only shows 1 there, but if you claim the rank beforehand, you also get 1,000 for some reason. And they still have not fixed that. So I don't know if it's a feature or a bug or what, but probably a bug. But it seems weird if it is a bug because they haven't fixed it in 4 patches now? 5 patches? It's been a while. It's been like half a year. Kind of weird if that's not intended and they took that long to fix it. It's a pretty well-known feature / bug as well. It's not like it's one of those super down low ones. Oh, at least we got our 2nd Valhawk. That's good. We just won't be able to get our 3rd today. Perfectly fine. Yeah, I think that's as high as we can go. Let me just double check. Because we got to stay under 8,000. Is our threshold. Oh, that's not what you check. We could technically do 1 more fight, I guess. Just want to make sure we don't go over. So claim that, claim that. Let me just double check leaderboard. Oh, we almost had all 7s. 1 off. Boo. Yeah, I got to stay under 8,000. So I'll do just 1 fight real quick, I guess. Maybe even 2 if it's low enough, it looks like. I think we can get away with 2, as long as both their scores are really low. Nice! Never mind, we don't even need it. Nice, look at that. A pet and a Valhawk. Because these new Valhawks actually do double trigger with pets now. Hopefully all new sigil systems in the future will. The old ones don't retroactively do it, but any of the new ones seem like they do. And I don't think I need that pet, though, unfortunately. There we go. We finished up PvP and didn't go over on rating. Perfect. So now we should be in bottom cut, which is we deliberately want. Wait, how did I have 8,000 with 0? Wait, did they only claim tokens? That's really funny. I never saw this before. That's really funny. They've done 0 battles, but they have 8,000 points because they claimed the metal thingies. That is really, really, really funny. They literally did no PvP, but they saved the metals so they could just bypass it. That's an interesting idea. If you really hate PvP, is use all your Burning Mark medals just to skip the 6.5k you need to do every single week in order to get all those other rewards. That's really funny. That means they did a 5,000, then they did another 2,000, and then they claimed the thing to get the other 1,000. So basically they claimed 7,000 points, which gave them 8,000 points because of the 1,000 thingy. Oh, that's really funny. I never thought about doing it like that before. Technically, you only have to do it to 5,700 though. But that's really funny. But if you really did not want to touch PvP at all, you could do that. I don't think that's worth it, but it is something you can do if you just really despise PvP. Just completely bypass a week using just the talisman thingies. Of course, you do have to play some amount of PvP to get those talismans to begin with, but you could do it to skip entire PvP weeks if you really, really wanted to. Yeah, no problem. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them, and we'll get around to them all. Also, let me go hand out a code. I probably should have before I did the boosters. I just realized I don't even have it open on the other computer yet. I can't wait till I go and move all that to the new computer. There's still like 25% of things I still need to move over to the new computer. And one of the simplest ones that I keep not doing just because it's so simple, so I just keep not doing it. But it's moving all the codes over. The main reason is I'm waiting till I finish like the last batch. But the problem is I actually still have quite a handful from the last batch for this month. I think I still have like a dozen left. I don't want to hand them all out quite yet because I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get more codes. So I got to hand these out a little like normal paced until we get our next code infusion. Let's keep moving. We'll go hand out this code. We'll hand out 2 more in a little bit. If you guys still have any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Oh, hello, Tyrion. Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. There you guys go. Enjoy. We'll have 2 more of those in a little bit. Use on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Invite code is in the settings menu. Redeem code's right over there in chat. And give same loot as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 250 gold because they forgot to do 2,500. Like, I forgot. I need to go re-mention that to her. I think that's 2 months in a row where we only get 250 in it instead of 2,500. It's not that big a deal because most people, I think, open it for the gem key more so than anything, but still unfortunate. 2 months in a row we've got gypped on gold. It's not that much, but if you consider how many codes we hand out in a given month, if you were to actually claim all of them, that's a difference of like several 100,000 gold. But you can put it like that, it actually adds up pretty quickly. Like 2,500 is not a lot, but claiming all of them for like almost 1 million. I think it's like 600,000, 700,000, whatever it is. That's up pretty quickly. Come on, I need purple. Stop taking purple. I need it. That's the only problem with using a 1 mana mass mana accumulator. You just can't get your mana. You just never get it for your team. Him also dying doesn't help. Also, I probably should have taken that purple that was on the sky there. But I guess we're just going to have to manually get him all the way to full, which is very slow, but very doable. Here is about to die to death mark. Not ideal, but not the most important thing on our team. No, I was about to go I was literally about to go take that. Okay, what do we need? Let's take purple. Black Medical is actually enough. If it gets Devour. Did not get Devour. Were you even immune to Devour? You were not. So he simply just didn't get it, the roll. Anything at this point will kill. Go, go, go. There's a little bit of damage. Come on, get some mana he uses. There we go. And now he's dead. He's used that. Boom. If you have a question, you're not Mr. Z. Wait, what was your question, Mr. Z? Sorry. I didn't see it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Da, 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 da. Am I doing the full Underspire? No, I'm just going for tier 4 again. I'm waiting until we have a very free Underspire before we do whole Underspire. This week it has an early section that's pretty free, assuming you have the Celestial Dragon. But the later section is really, really slow if you were to run the exact team we're running right now. Like, it'll get the job done, but it's not a particularly quick team. Even if you had double the dragon. Hello, Haley! Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Now we gotta find a treasure room, and we have 2 different options. Oh, this is a weird layout. We're like pressed right up against the wall. That's suspicious. I'm not sure which one of these is more likely then. I haven't really seen a layout that's this pushed up against the side here. I guess I'll take this one. I feel like it's the other one though. I don't know, we'll check this one first. Because we have like a triple path jutting out from the wall. Because all of them are kind of stuck, slammed against it. This might actually be a 3-off boss room. If it's the other path over there, I think it might actually be a 3-off. Which we haven't seen in a while. Generally, boss room is 6 off from primary path. But it can be as low as 3. I've never seen a 2 yet. But it can be as low as 3 and as high as infinite. Because we did see like a 27 path one day. Which apparently has been a thing for a while, but I saw it for the first time ever, I want to say last month. We saw like a 27 off path. It's a very weird glitch that happens sometimes. That's obviously not intended. Yep, 30 birthdays coming up. Both be 30 in November. Yep. Big 3-0. Time for midlife crisis for the 5th time. No. Honestly, I feel like I have a midlife crisis every year about something. You can only imagine what an actual midlife crisis will be like. Alright, let's see. We'll take that one over. Not get our purple. Take our, the purple. Alright, we have a lot of paths. This is double dead end, so we don't need that one. I guess I'll take this one then. Because the other one's double dead end room. Something we'll take in a little bit, but not immediately. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I should have used some of the XP boosters. That would be a great time. Since we're using the other thing. We could pop 3 of those, I guess. I don't want to pop too many of them, though, because we got to save them for next week's Vault Weekend. Because next Friday is Vault Weekend. So any of them that says like 5 days plus we want to keep. So we can use it during Vault event, either for the Verse grind or for the Palooza grind. Oh, Imperial. Though it's way too overpriced there. So yeah, let me use 3 of them. Yeah, that's perfect. Actually, can we use 4-day? No, I don't think 4-day will reach. I'll just use 3 for now, though. I can't remember if the 4-day will reach. I know the 5-day one should. The 6-day one definitely will reach next weekend. I'm not sure 4-day does or not, so I'll just keep it around for now in case it will later. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but I'll figure it out as it gets closer. Because it depends, like, when that 4-day was structured. No, even then, okay, it might not be able to make it regardless now that I'm thinking about it. Never mind. Because it's not actually Monday yet, it's still Sunday. So never mind, yeah, 4-day one won't make it then. But the 5-day one definitely will. Well, no, midlife crisis is like a weird term. In the sense that, what is considered midlife? Because, you know, some people die when they're like in their 20s. Or even in like 40s or 50s or something. So technically a midlife crisis to someone who dies when they're... Oh, this is the one I need to take, isn't it? Oh wow, we're already in the final room? I didn't even realize this. Alright, let me go lantern before I forget. Nice. But you know, technically a midlife crisis could be in your 20s. If you live to like 50 something. It's a very vague term. Because what's life expectancy in the United States these days? 60, 70 something for males? So midlife crisis is in your mid-30s then. If you're going like true midlife. Based on life expectancy in the United States right now. Which is declining currently. There we go, got our double silver, double epic vault key. Alright, now we can go grab this dead end, double dead end. Oh, of course you would silence it literally to turn I need it. That's not ideal. Hello, Kinky! Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Hope the paleo grind has been good. Hey, isn't tomorrow the final day for the Palia event? I've been meaning to grind it a bit more. I was doing a little bit with Isabel the other night. But there's like so many rewards from it I don't have yet, so... I might try AFK grinding it tomorrow. And actively grind it a bit later tonight before I do the Gems of War video. Because I'm probably just staying up to go record it. Because I gotta stay all the way up to like 3 a.m. That's the only annoying thing about Gems of War reset time. 3 a.m. is so annoying. That is such like a awful time. Just smacked in the middle of nowhere. Really horrifically bad time to have a weekly reset. Like, it's too early to wake up early for, but it's also too late to, you know, stay up all night for, even though that's normally what I do. It's in a weird in-between. Alright, tomorrow's definitely the last day, okay. I'll be AFK grinding it like all day tomorrow then. Alright, I got 10 torches left. Let's see what we can do with this. Wow, I actually cleared out most of the area, surprisingly. I was expecting there to be a bit more than this. Well, we've nearly full scouted the place. Oh yeah, I might just take this path then. It's currently a 3 off. Likely leading to a double dead end, so we'll go to this. It's a nice early area that just gets one-shotted as well. Using Black Manacle just as a dispel option to get rid of all those barriers, but there we go. Nice, double dead end, exactly what we're looking for. And we already found the merchant in this area, so we know for sure it can't be a merchant. So at least one of these should be a proper dead end room. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And maybe we'll finally get the Guardian. Alright, 2 tier 1s, not ideal, but they can still be Guardians. They really need to consider reworking how Guardians work. Honestly, their rarity wouldn't be an issue if you guarantee got one you didn't have every time. The problem is you can easily just keep getting repeats over and over and over again, which is really bad. But their current rarity wouldn't be so bad if it prevented you from getting one you already had. But their rarity is way too rare, given that you can get duplicates. It's something I still hope they fix. Out of any like long-term grind that they've ever added to the game, it's probably the most annoying one. Because it's kind of everything wrong with the dragon drop table, except you can't grind out for it, technically. Like, there's not like a currency that you're passively just always getting up, leading to you eventually be able to get it. You just simply get it from a dead end or you don't. Which, of course, if you do more dead ends, I guess you're getting more rolls and stuff, but still. It's not like you just get random progress for it from doing whatever. Like a few other things in the game. Like, you very actively have to go out of your way for them. Alright, there's a dead end over there. Have we found the merchant in this section? No, so it's not worth taking that route. Because we found basically everything but the merchant, so we don't want to go do that. So I think it's this one, because we already guarantee have the merchant over there. So going down either this path or the other one. This one's already a multi-off, so probably go for this one first. It's already a 3 off, which means it's probably got a double dead end right here. Oh, so hello, Imperial. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Horde Mimic's pretty bad. Horde Mimic is one of like the worst few grinds in the entire game. It's Horde Mimic, the Guardian troops, and honestly, I'm not sure if there's a third. But they both have a system where there's no currency that constantly gives you progress towards it. And it's just pure RNG if you get the drop or not. And you have to go very out of your way to get it, generally. I can't think of a third that's like that. But yeah, those are the worst two. Horde Mimic and the 6 Guardian troops, particularly the 6-1. Because the other 5 are easy compared to getting your final 6. Oh, so I'm not even at 6 yet. I'm still only at 4. Or, I mean, I'm not at 5 yet. I'm still only at 4. Alright, there's our double dead end. We're not even at the hardest part yet. Because right now when we get a Guardian Troop, we'll have a 33% chance. But then it's like, what, a 16.7, I believe it is? For when there's only one left. So our chance will quite literally be halved once we need to get the final one. Alright, we got one dead end room. Probably the last one too, because I'm not sure if we could do anything realistically with the torches we have left. Unless this gives us more torches, though I would prefer it not do so. But if it was to do so, we could probably check one more dead end room. But it won't matter if this one simply just gives us the drop. Come on, Guardian Troop we don't have. Nope. Minor Trait Stones. Okay, what can we do with 3 torches? I believe the answer is nothing. I think our best bet is to go here, hope that one goes right, and just hope that's a dead end for some reason. That actually has a treasure room in it. Because I believe we've depleted everything else. That goes to primary path, so it doesn't do anything. This almost guarantee goes to merchant because it has to. Unless there's a diverging path that goes to a dead end. But otherwise it just leads to a merchant dead end. So our best bet is this place because we already found the merchant. And we just go straight right into that dead end and hope that is a room. And if not, then oh well. But that's our best bet as far as what we have left. Let's test our luck. No, that's a bad sign. Oh, double dead end over here, but it's too early to be double dead end, but we have double the chance, so I'm still going to go over here. You don't understand Underspire? Underspire has a couple rules to it. There's only a few that are important to know, I would say. And I can go over them real quick. Oh, hello, Leo. Welcome, welcome. There's a few things that are pretty much always consistent. Oh, dead end room. But not always. But there are a few things that are generally always consistent. From gate to gate and from primary... basically, every single gate to gate, there's a primary path in Underspire. So let's establish that. There's always a primary path in Underspire. This is from where you start to the first gate, and then from there, from every gate into the next gate. This is 100% always 7 rooms away. So if I count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. There's a gate. If we count it again, 1, which way is the gate? This way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're always 7 away, 100% of the time. They're also generally, but not always, the highest leveled room. So if you have 2 choices, one's like level 200, the other one's 180, the 200 is the correct path, normally. This isn't always true, but like 95% of the time, 90% of the time, the higher level path is also the primary path when going from gate to gate. Beyond that, generally, the boss room is 6 off from the primary path. So the primary path that we have established is from gate to gate. So from this one to this one, we can see that all these rooms right here are the primary path. So from right here, this diverging path, we can start counting from there. And the boss room is normally 6 off. However, it can be anything off. It could be 3 off. It could be 20 off. It generally isn't. There's normally 3 to 6 off, with the most common numbers being 4, 5, and 6, like 98% of the time or so. But generally it's 6 off. So if we do that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boom, boss room. If we do it again over here, we can establish the primary path. There's the gate. There's the gate. Here's the primary path. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boom, boss room. So it's normally like that as well. Another one that normally is the case is any path that goes 4 or deeper, or basically goes 4 deep and then has a double, will be a double dead end. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, double dead end. Where's another one we can go show? Do I have another? Right over here. So here's the primary path because there's the gate, there's the gate. So here's the primary path, 1, 2, 3, 4, double dead end. So generally, anytime you see a path like this, and you're leading to a 4th path, you know it's going to be a double dead end over there when you have a situation like this, which is why when we had this situation right here, we decided to go down instead of left, because we knew this was a double dead end, and this one was going to be the path. That's not always the case, but generally is. Most of these things are pretty much generally. The only one that's 100% consistent is from starting room to gate, and from gate to gate is always 7 rooms. I've never seen anything not be that. Everything else I just mentioned is normally the case, but not always. Like, we're talking like 95 to 99% of the time. But there are those rare niche situations where it just goes haywire and doesn't do that. Like, for example, here's one that's a little bit off from normal. Here's a 3 off double dead end, or 2 off, depending on how you want to look at it. Whereas normally it's 4 deep before it ends up doing that. But, of course, it can be earlier, and it can also be later. But everything I just mentioned is just generally. Nothing is pretty much 100% consistent when it comes to Underworld. But there's like some general strategy to it that isn't just randomly clicking rooms. But there is some RNG to it where, regardless of your strategy, it will eventually not work. There's always weird things that happen. Hello, Outlander. Welcome, welcome. Hey, do we get anything? This is our final room. Boss will never be down the 20+ path. True. That is true. That 120+ path that I got that one time was crazy, though. I think it was a 27 off. That was the weirdest glitch I think I've ever seen in the history of the game. It's still in the game, too. It's very rare. I saw it only once in the entire year we were doing Underspire, a year and a half. But anyways, we got like a half an hour to kill for boost. I gotta kill a bunch of brown, so honestly, I think I just go do Dust Devil quick kill. Because I can't do PvP. Though I might want to find a different location than this one that might be a little bit more brown. I guess Wild Plains is probably better then, as long as Wild Plains doesn't have bonus this week. I believe the ratio of brown and Wild Plains is better than Cinder Mirage. Not by much, though. Also, this is the team we'll be using for Vault Event Weekend, of course. The quick kill Dust Devil build. This is one of the late game contents you avoid while Underspire. Honestly, I would always use your free torches if nothing else. I would highly, highly advise always at least using your free torches every week. And then stockpile lanterns for when you do actually want to do the content. My strategy lately has been spending 50 gems per day. And then go until the 4th room. It's a nice mix of doing it and not doing it. You get to full scout basically 4 full floors. While also getting double silver. So you can use your lantern on the double silver drop on the 4th boss. While also scouting out 2/3 of the place. So you still get some progress on your guardians. You still get your double silver drop. You don't get the double gold, but you do get double silver without having to spend anything. And it's just a nice in-between. You also get to stop doing it before the really annoyingly grindy final section. Because I feel like the final section, depending on the week, can take as long as like 20-30 minutes. If you have like a really bad teams on a given week. Or are lacking options of the better ones. It also only costs 350 gems to do the 50 gem per day method. Whereas doing a full Underspire is normally 1,000, give or take a few hundred. Remember that time it was 13 rooms? I don't remember the 13 rooms. We've seen a lot of weird things, though. There's no logic to Underspire that's like 100% consistent, other than the 7-room from door to door thing. Every other thing I've seen at least one exception to. Very rarely. Yeah, when it comes to most dailies like that, I do advise at least doing them, even if you're not like too big a fan of them. Like at least do them to the basic degree that you get per day. Like if you don't want to do Underworlds, but you still need, you know, the shards, at least do like level 20 spam and get that done in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, however long it takes to quick kill with Rowan in early game. You just camp that at 20, one-shot the battle, and just get loot that way. You won't be able to progress to 500s that way, but, you know, it makes that daily really quick if you still need the shards. The reason you don't see me doing that is because we don't need the shards at all. However, if you do still need them, it's a nice quick way. Just spend several minutes and get it done. And, of course, similar to Underspire, even if you don't like Underspire, I do advise at least using the free torches each day. And, like, and definitely at least bare minimum, claim the free lantern you get every week. So you can stockpile them for when you do want to do it. And I believe only requires you to do one single Underspire battle. Like, bare minimum, do one Underspire battle so you come back, OBS. Don't you have connection issues? This computer's been doing so good since we got it. And the last week, it's been having like a few hiccups here and there for a couple things. It's mostly connection issue-wise, so obviously it might not be computer side, it might just be my connection. Because internet providers are awful everywhere. I was looking into getting better internet. And I was looking at all the options in my area. And that's the fun part. There are none. Like in a lot of places around the United States, you have so few options. Like nearly every area has a monopoly as far as like what you can get internet from. It's very unfortunate. Unless you live in like a mega city or something. Oh, so this is something we haven't done on stream for a while. XP farming. About to gain a level. I have to wind up the third co and get the level. How about that? We're pretty close to it. Might look a little far, but the rate at which we get XP from what we're doing right now is very quick. But yeah, we were joking earlier this year that we would get level 1969 before the end of the year. And get up to the 69 mark. We're close. After this level, we'll be 13 levels away. Which means I would have to get a level every 3 days. Which is decently doable. One level every 3 days for the rest of the year. Is very, very doable. And then obviously next year our goal is 2,000. Which is will also be pretty doable. You want to live in a mega city just so you can become a judge and get a lawgiver. Well, you know what I mean when I say mega city. It's kind of interesting because I technically live in a city, but the area I live in doesn't feel like a city. Like a lot of benefits, like the few benefits you would have from the average city, you don't really have in this area. But also, you don't really have a lot of the negatives you would really have from a city. It's a really weird area. It's technically a city, but both doesn't have most of the upsides or downsides that the average city has. It's really weird. It's almost like a city in name only. This area really only feels like a city if you're like right on the coast. Anything even slightly more inland becomes instantly like not city. Even though it's less than a mile away. Oh, you live in New York City? Oh yeah, everything's ultra expensive in New York City. It's the main reason I'm probably never going back to New Jersey. New Jersey's very similar to New York in that it's like absurdly overpriced for what you get. The only big upside for New Jersey is if I was to like live with my grandma or something again and get a job there, I would bare minimum be making like $20 an hour. Not only do they have $15 minimum wage, but the starting wages for most places is way higher than 15. Like, I'll be making double or to triple per hour of any job you would have here, doing literally the exact same thing, and probably have better working conditions. For literally the exact same job at the exact same chain or wherever you'd work. Yeah, New York's like 20-25 hourly, yeah. And it's actually pretty easy to get to New York from New Jersey as well if I wanted to like get a job in New York. Like even just like a basic job. Because I actually almost was doing that, what's the word I'm looking for? It begins with a T. Commute? No, commute's the one. I was nearly doing that commute when I was going to college. Because I was using the local bus system, which was actually cheaper when you were in college too. I think it was like 30-40% off or something. But I was using that to get to college. And at the terminal I was going to, that was the T-word I was looking for. At the bus terminal I was going to, they had tickets that you could pay monthly for. I forgot how much it was. It was separate from the other one. I think it was like an extra 100. So it'd be like 200 a month between the two. But they had a bus that went straight there all the way to New York. So I could technically just get a job there and then boom, 20-25 an hour. For literally the same work I would do here for like 7 to 10 an hour. That's the only upside of New Jersey and New York. Literally the exact same work you get paid like 2-3 times as much for. Of course, cost of living is absurdly high, but you know, if you have someone to live with or something similar, to keep your living conditions down. It's technically better. It's just impossible to get your own place. Well, not impossible, but you know. Like, the cost is not realistic. You might as well just move somewhere else. Unless you're making, like, absurd money. You know, grouping up with, like, friends or family makes it a lot easier in those kind of areas. Only 30% of people in New York can afford the high rent. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Because that's why I was talking to people at the bus terminal when I used to go to college there, and that's what a lot of people do. Because even though New Jersey cost of living is high, it's not as high as New York. So what a lot of people did is they would, you know, get a place, either rent or buy in New Jersey, and then commute every single day to New York, and then have the higher pay of a New York job while having the lower rent of a, or buying their own place, of a New Jersey place, which is still higher than like the national average, but your pay is way better. If you live in New Jersey, you miss out on the rat experience. Yeah, there aren't really rats in New Jersey. There's definitely too many squirrels and too many geese, but we don't really have a rat problem. Just a squirrel and geese problem. And technically deer. A lot of deers as well. Now we're almost at the level. We'll hand out the last code once we get there. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever seen a rat, now that I think about it, like in person. Like, I know what it looks like, obviously, and everything. I don't think I've ever in person seen a rat. Because they don't really exist in New Jersey. You see skunks, squirrels, deer, the occasional bear. But normally they stay around away from residential areas, but you still see them occasionally. Like down the road or something. But, yeah, never rats. I'm not sure I've ever seen one. I know, there are rats in New Jersey. But you have to go to, like, the more built-up areas of New Jersey. Like, obviously they exist. They exist everywhere. There's rats near me, too, probably. You just never see them. Yeah, I never did use the New Jersey subway system, so I'm actually not sure. And the few times I used the New York one, I've never seen any rats when I was there. But I've used it very minimally. Because I've only been to New York, I want to say, like, 8 times. And only half those times did I bother using the subway system. And I don't think I've ever used it in New Jersey, oddly enough. Even though they do have a form of a subway system here and there. Not as much as New York, but, you know, they have, like, part of it in some areas. I never actually used it in New Jersey. Their bus system I have a lot, but not their, subway system. You hear they like pizza? Yes, New Jersey and New York has really good pizza. Honestly, out of, like, the top 5 things I miss from New Jersey, it's definitely the pizza. I did go to the Sawmill with Isabel when I was last there, though. We ended up getting, was it 1 whole pie or 2 whole pies? Wasn't it just 1 whole pie? I don't remember. I sure hope so, because gosh, that was so much pizza. Yeah, I assume it was 1 whole pie. There's no way we got 2. You use more bus than subway in New York? Yeah, same as New Jersey. The buses just reach more locations. The biggest issue with subway system in pretty much anywhere is it's a pretty static route. And while some bus routes are just still the same, like the one I used like a decade ago in college is probably still the exact same route it runs. Like, you know, they can adjust. A subway system can't really adjust its route in the same way that a bus can. Like, you're kind of just stuck to that route forever once it's built. Unless you're going to build out another route for it, which takes forever. But, you know, a bus, all you have to do is just move it somewhere. It can go anywhere. It's a lot easier to adjust their route compared to a subway system. Oh yeah, it was just one whole pie, yeah. Yeah, there was no way we went for multiple. I think I stopped at 1.5 slices. I just couldn't keep going. It was so big. So good. They also have amazing cheese fries. That's one thing I can't comprehend either. I'm not sure why, but for whatever reason, every place in New Jersey, and many other states, can always get fries correct. But I don't know why. Every single place in South Carolina near me cannot do fries. I don't know why. They're always either too greasy or something. They're never right, ever. And I don't understand that. Because you can literally go to any place randomly in New Jersey, order fries, and they will be at bare minimum decent. You do that here, like 9 out of 10 will be like the worst fries you've ever had. And then you'll go to the next place, and then that will be your worst fries you've ever had. It's really weird. Yeah, we gained a level, didn't we? I didn't hand out a code for it, did I? I was too busy talking. There you guys go. Here's a redeem code. Probably the final one we'll hand out for the stream as well. I think this is our third one. This is our third, right? Kind of lost track. Is it either our second or third? I'm pretty sure it's our third. So I think I only have like 10 minutes of booster left. Should probably go double check. Oh wait, we still have 20? Yeah, let's keep going then. Oh, maybe we'll hand out a fourth code then. We still got a lot left. It would go by a lot quicker if it was Vault Weekend and we were actually getting good loot. The only problem with doing this during not Vault Weekend and expecting Vault Weekend loot is it's just so bad comparatively. Like, we're still getting the same EXP rate, but the rate at which we get gnomes is 3 times worse. And the rate at which you get Vault Keys is 9 times worse, because it double 3 times. You have a 3 times higher chance of getting Vault Keys and a 3 times higher rate of getting gnomes, which do stack for 9 times. Which always makes it seem so much worse, because I guess you still see gnomes like this one, but you almost never get a Vault Key from them. Though 30,000 gold, honestly, not bad. And you're seeing 3 times less of them. Like, per hour, you only see like 1 or 2 verse gnomes. I don't even think we've seen one yet. Hopefully we will before this half-hour booster's done. Well, technically hour booster, but you know what I mean. Half an hour of it used here. Yeah, I'll keep going until it's done then. Which at this point looks like it's about 9:30 then. Is there something else I want to go grind right now? But honestly, I can't think of anything else we really need to go grind at the end of this week. I don't really want to bother with the dungeon event. Just not really worth it, the Underspire one. We already finished up everything else that we need to do. So yeah, it's probably just going to be Vault grind. In prep for the billion Vault weekends we have in the next several months. Or the next month or two, I mean. Oh, was that the second code? Okay, I'll hand out another one in a little bit then. We'll do it in, I have no clue when, but several minutes. Let that one die down first. If anyone's still any other questions they want me to go over, let me know. Otherwise, we might just be dust leveling it all. Also, I haven't been streaming this lately, but whenever we do verse farming, this is what we're doing, by the way. It's exactly this, just with a billion more gnomes appearing. But this is what verse farming is. You just do it during Vault event weekends. And if you don't have this team, you run Rowan Quick Kill. But this is what I do for hours on end off stream on Vault event weekends. Anywhere from like 5 to 10 hours normally. Sometimes more, depends how much. It just is over and over again, trying to get gnomes, trying to get verse gnomes mostly. Trying to get Vault Keys from these gnomes. The only problem with this layout that I have right now, normally you want to put your Dust Devil in first slot. The main reason my Dust Devil isn't is I actually have it set up in the mobile setup, because sometimes I do this on mobile. Though even on PC, it's just a little bit easier to click. It just makes it so you don't have to drag your finger or cursor as far, because it's way closer to where you need to be. That's the main reason I have him all the way at the bottom. As a team comp, it is better for him to be up front, but as a convenience of moving, it is way better for him to be at the bottom, as it's just closer to where you need to click. Also, the Dragonite that one guy sells is the same ratio as the daily one you can buy, by the way. So if you're buying the daily one, you can go for it. Otherwise, the price that he sells it at isn't any cheaper than the other ones the same. Well, I'm going to be heading to New Jersey probably summer of next year. At this point, it seems like I'm seeing my dad every summer now instead of every winter. Because I used to do it every winter, but then we had a few pretty bad winters, so now I'm just doing it every summer. It's not only cheaper, but also just more convenient. So yeah, around 4th of July is probably when I'll head down there, most likely. Maybe not exactly then, but sometime around then. Normally like around Father's Day and or 4th of July is what I normally aim for these days. So that's the next time I'll be in New Jersey, which is what, June or July then? Like mid to late June or early July. Yeah, I need to stop by the sawmill and other things. I only got to see him for like an hour or two last time I went. We basically just went straight to the sawmill, kind of just chilled for a while, and then just left. Well, that's still fun. Yeah, we definitely got to meet out at the sawmill again. At bare minimum. If not anything else. Because that place is amazing. It's also probably like the most nostalgic pizza place for me. It might not be the best pizza in the world, but honestly, it's probably like top 10. Like lower end top 10. There's just too much nostalgia for me too. Because I've seen it everything from it being like a small shack to them buying out literally every building around them. It started as like this small, like barely hallway that you could barely even walk through, to not only buying up the building above them, but the building next to them and the building next to that. Because there used to be a bar next to them, they bought that out. There used to be a breakfast space above them, they bought it out and now they run it. And there used to be an arcade next to them and they bought it out and use it for party rooms. They made the owners of the next door business offer they couldn't refuse. I can only imagine how many millions that place has made in like the 30, 40 something years it's been there. Because not only have they built back from 2 fires, but they've also bought out 3 surrounding businesses. The bar next to them, actually I think even 4. Because I think way, way back then, there was even another restaurant next to them. So they initially bought out the other restaurant that was next to them, or whatever was there way back when. We're talking like 25 years ago. Then they bought out the bar next to them. Then they bought out the breakfast place above them. And then they bought out the arcade next to them. And I believe the average place to build back there was like over $1 million. Because I know a lot of people didn't bother building back after the hurricane. And a lot of those plots are actually bigger than the ones that would have cost like almost $1 million to rebuild. So they alone already own like $4 million worth of land there. So they must make like over $1 million a year. Like bare minimum. So they're charging too much money for their pizza? Honestly, it's not that much. Relative to the size, it's pretty much the ratio you'd be paying for any other pizza. Like, when you say the price, it sounds like a lot, but the pizza's, like, absurdly gigantic. Like, I think it's, like, 30-something for a pie. But we're talking, like, absurdly massive pie. We're not talking, like, normal place large. We're talking, like, 2 normal place larges almost fitting inside of it. Not quite that big. I think it's like 1.5 times bigger than an average large. The main reason they make so much money is they're at like the main place that you enter when you go into the Jersey Shore. So if you were to go to the Jersey Shore, which used to be a lot more popular, but still is, you know, somewhat popular. Not compared to back in the day. But, you know, it's still kind of a thing. But, like, one of the biggest parking areas to get into there is right where their restaurant is. So it's like the first thing you see whenever you go there. It's why they initially bought the restaurant next to them. Because it was just such good real estate. So they expanded into that one first so they could take all that space up. So they could be right on the corner. Because technically they were the second off from the corner way back in the day. But they eventually bought out the place that was right on the corner. And then from there they kind of just skyrocketed. Since they kind of had not necessarily a monopoly of the area, but you know, they had the best real estate in the area. There's still $1 pizza in New York. That's actually insane. I know during college there was a $1 place still in New Jersey. But by the end of me being in college, they already had to raise it to $1.25. Because it was just too pricey for them to keep doing a dollar slice. A dollar slice is actually kind of crazy in current economy. If there's still places doing it. Because I don't recall a single place in New Jersey still doing it. Unless they're doing it as a publicity stunt just for a short duration. Just to get initial customers. But I don't know a single place in New Jersey that's doing it for more than like a year. Unless they have some kind of other method of making money. Because you pretty much can't even profit from $1 slices these days. Since both those states have 15 plus minimum wage. Hey, there it is. Bill Warhammer has the size. 27-inch. Because what's the average large these days? Like an 18-inch, I want to say? Is like what the average pizzeria's large is. Hey, Verse Gnome. They do exist. That's our first gnome we found this whole time. Well, not our first gnome, but first Verse Gnome. The worst part is, that's the one I need the least of. Out of any to get, that's the worst one we could have found. It's a little unfortunate. This is why you only do verse farming during Vault weekends. We've been doing this for like half an hour almost. And we have found one. Wait till Vault weekend and you'll find like at least 4, if not more, in that same exact time. The thick Texas pan pizzas. No topping. The pizza isn't cutting it for you. It's like a saltine crust. Oh yeah, that's a big issue with a lot of pizza by me. I always make the joke that it's cardboard with cheese on it. But honestly, it's not far off. From tasting like cardboard with cheese on it. Like that's 80-90% of the pizza places by me are all just cardboard with cheese. Even the non-chain restaurants, a lot of them are like that. Like, unless you go to any of, like, the really high-end pizza places, that's the only way you're gonna get, like, half-decent pizza near me. All the average and below average ones are, like, ultra average and below average. Cheese and crackers. Honestly, cheese and crackers is probably a better deal than like most of the pizza places near me right now. Just get a nice thing of crackers, get some Gouda with it or something. Some kind of little bit of a dip to go with it, even just a pre-made one. And you're good to go. Oh yeah, Papa John's is horrible. Honestly, every chain restaurant pizza is pretty bad. Some of them I will eat on occasion here because the average pizza is so bad here that they don't taste as bad as a comparison. But like if I was in New Jersey, I would never eat from any of those. Like Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Caesars, or whatever that place is called. They're all horrible. But this area's pizza is so bad that some of those actually aren't horrible relative to the average pizza in this area. Not because they're any better, but because compared to the average pizza in the area, they're not... Like, there's a smaller difference between quality. Doesn't make the quality good, it just makes the quality less of a difference between the two. Also, hello, Mr. Habitos. Welcome, welcome. Is it worth it to buy the PvP troop with gold mark? No, you should never, ever, ever, ever do that. It is so overly expensive. It's like half a kingdom in deed books just to get the mythic. Next week is technically the last week to do so. However, you will be able to get it. It will be in the Golem Gem Guild and VIP chest drop table. I believe in 6 weeks from now or 7 weeks from now, whenever they end up adding it. It'll also be in Soulforge by next Soulforge rotation. So by December or early next year, you'll be able to just get it in Soulforge for 4,000 diamonds. So there is no point in spending basically 25 deed books on it. It's just way too expensive. It's way better just to put it all into deed books. Because that's a half a kingdom maxed out just in deed books right there. Honestly, even if they reduce it to 500 gold marks, I'm not sure if I would get it. I'm not sure if they're reducing it for next update or, you know, for next PvP season. But even at 500, I would probably pass. And it's currently 2,500. But even at 500, 5 deed books for a mythic is pretty expensive. If you break down the value of 5 deed books compared to the value of 4,000 diamonds, 5 deed books is worth more. Pretty much. Wait, what actually is the value of that many diamonds? How much does a diamond cost these days? Isn't it like 2 gems each? Wait, if you mass buy diamonds from the buy offer, how much is it? I guess it's technically... Yeah, it comes out to about 2 gems each. If you count like the Sunday offer and the other thing. So 8,000 diamonds, or 4,000 diamonds is 8,000 gems, roughly, give or take a little bit in either direction. And 5 deed books are worth... what these days? It's like 50 per... Okay, I guess technically it would be worth it then. But at its current cost, it definitely isn't. Because each deed book is, what, 750 gems, I believe, in current state of game? No, sorry, 2,500. Oh yeah, so yeah, even that is still not worth it. Wait. What am I saying? Because each deed is about worth 50 gems if you were to like mass buy them through things. 50 times 50, which is how much you need for a deed book, is 2,500. So every deed book is 2,500 gems. That means 5 deed books, if they were to reduce it down to 500, would be 12,500 gems. Whereas the gem value of just doing it with diamonds is 8,000 gems. Meaning, even if they reduced it to 500 gold marks, it is still not worth it. That means they would have to make it 350 or lower for it to be worth it. They would have to make it 350 gold marks or less for it to be worth it over getting deed books. Of which is currently 7 times that cost. Which is super not worth it. It's actually absurd how overpriced it is right now. I'm not sure. I'm willing to make a bet less than 100 people in the entire game have it right now. And I'm pretty sure a portion who did it just to flex that they have it. More so than anything. Because I'm pretty sure it's the most unobtained troop in the entire game right now. Do you know what the next troop is? Oh no, did they post it in the spoilers yet? I don't think they did yet on Terran's World. I need to go check later. I'm not sure if we do or do not know what the next mythic is. I believe we do. It was something really bad, which is why I forget what it was. I'm pretty sure. Like, it was pretty much equally as bad as the one we had this time around. Where you're pretty much never going to use it for anything. Yeah, it's pretty much a scam offer. It's really bad. It's one of those things that's like super out of touch as far as how much it costs. Alright, let me go ahead and add the third code. I don't think I did yet. I'm gonna do that right now. And this will be the final one that we do for now. Alright, let me grab that, grab that. Oh, yeah, how much timer do we have left? We should have like 10-ish minutes? 7? Oh, let's see. There's the code. Final code. Alright, how many more do we have to go do? Alright, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. After this, I'll go check to see what the new mythic is for next PvP season. Whatever it is, it's not worth it, but I'll go see if I can go find it real quick. Because I believe it is already on Terran's Road right now. I'll go dig it up after this booster is done. Oh, you mean some places large is only 14 inch? No wonder why I feel so small. I always wondered why Sawmill always seems so much bigger. Is that really the average large these days? Only 44 or 14 inches? Because yeah, Sawmill would be double that then, basically. I always thought they were closer to 16 or 18. Is that some shrinkflation going on there? Am I going crazy? Didn't the average chain used to be like 16 or 18 for their large inches? I normally don't get large pizzas from places, so I don't know. Because normally if I get something from a pizza place, it's whatever deal they have. Because almost every pizza place is competing with each other for various deals. So very rarely do I ever get something from a pizza place that isn't like one of their deal offers. Which generally isn't their largest pie, normally. Shrinkflation for sure. Because yeah, I could have sworn when I was younger they used to be 16 or 18. Like the Sawmill size has never changed. It's always been consistent. So when I went there last year, it's still the same it was like 20 years ago and 30 years ago. Well, I wouldn't have been there 30 years ago, but you know what I mean. It's still always been the same size. The price has changed, but the pie has never changed. Which pizza do I like? Honestly, most. I'm generally not much of a toppings person on pies, though. Like, normally I just get plain. But I don't mind, like, the spinach one or the white pizzas and stuff like that as well. I'm generally not big on meats on my pizza or fish or anything like that. If I'm going to have something on a pizza, it's normally going to be, like, pineapple or ham. Or, you know, like Hawaiian pizza or something similar. Normally just pineapple, though, if I am going to go with topping. I'm one of those pineapple people. Yeah, either Hawaiian, pineapple, or I guess occasionally pepperoni. And I also eat white pizzas. I don't mind those much. They're really hit or miss, though, I feel, a lot more than normal pizza. Like, a place can have a really good normal pizza, but have a below average white pizza. I feel like white pizza is a lot harder to get right. White pizza, whatever it's called. Like when you have like the spinach and everything on it. Oh no, it has a special name. I always just refer to it as white pizza. Oh yeah, that's something I can't do in this area. That whenever I'm in New Jersey is so much fun to do. Just go up to a place and order a pork roll and cheese. Like, you go anywhere in New Jersey, and they'll know what that is and likely have it. Yet, it is so hard to get a pork roll and cheese in my area here. I think the only place that does it is two local bagel places, and that's it. Like, somewhere in New Jersey, you can find them nearly anywhere. I miss those, especially on a good bagel. Well, I do technically have it here, just not the same. Like, they're good, but they're not, like, really good. You know, they're like, good enough that if you're craving it, it's like, ooh. But, like, you wouldn't go out of your way unless you were craving it in this area. Like, normally if I want it, I just buy my own. Because most of the delis actually do sell it here. Even though a lot of, like, restaurants don't actually serve it here. It's also cheaper doing it that way. Like getting bagels from a local bagel place and then just making your own pork, egg, and cheese out of it. Oh, in all fairness, that's the case everywhere. So it's more realistic to do in this area. Yeah, white pizza normally is like what? Ricotta with like the spinach thing on top and whatever else. I always forget what the whole ingredient combination is. I generally don't get white pizza that often. It's honestly been like 2 or 3 years since I last had white pizza. Actually, you know where I last had it? The Sawmill. And honestly, it was kind of average. Even though their normal pizza is amazing, their white pizza was pretty average. It wasn't bad, but I wouldn't order it there again. Their normal pizza is just way too good relative to their white pizza. Which I think could also be the issue because I had them both back to back. And their normal is just so good that the white pizza, even if it was adequate, just isn't quite the same. Like if you had their white pizza compared to like another place's white pizza, it'd probably be good. But comparing their white to their normal is just no comparison. Their normal is just so much better. You had to type in eat. I know, I'm getting hungry from all this talk. I'm gonna need to grab a bite to eat after this. We've had that issue last stream too. The stream I did yesterday, the game itself started talking about kebabs. And then I got hungry. And then I ended the stream. Because the game itself was going all food heavy. There's literally a whole quest where you help a kebab shop make like special kebabs for the area. It was literally like a whole cooking quest just to make kebabs, and it's like, oh, I'm kind of hungry now. Oh, you know what I haven't had for a while? Oh gosh, is it actually even called a kebab? I'm not sure what they're called. Those gyro things that use like that lamb meat and everything else. I haven't had one of those in a while. I had a really, really absurdly good one in Canada one of the few times I was in Canada. In the Toronto area. I can't remember what the place was called. Might have been like a family-owned business even. But it was like the best gyro I ever had. And I haven't had one in like at least 5+ years. A gyro, yeah, that's the word. But my biggest issue with having it again is I know any gyro in comparison to the one I had in Canada is going to be so disappointing that I almost don't want to get another one. Gyros? Is that how it's pronounced? I was pronouncing it as gyros. Which is probably extremely wrong. This is the way the word looks. It's a gyro. A gyro. You have so many vendors on the street selling them. Ooh. Yeah, I'm sure of a single place that sells it near me. I know they do. But I'm pretty sure whatever place it does is going to be disappointing. I do kind of want to try it again, though, because it's been pretty much several years now. Honestly, the last time may have been when I was last in, Actually, no. It would have been when I was last in high school. So yeah, it's been a good 11 years since I've had one, now that I think about it. It's been a long while. Alright, now that I'm hungry for food, let's go see if we can find that one mythic. Someone was mentioning it earlier. But now I'm kind of curious. What is the next PvP season's mythic? We're not going to go for it, but I think I showed it once on stream. Oh, yeah, this was the problem. It didn't have troop art yet. I believe this was the one. I'm pretty sure. This is the one that we're going to be getting on, because you can tell because it's coming on Monday. But yeah, I believe this is the one that you get from wasting 2,500 gold marks. You should not get this. But what it does, which we currently don't even know what it looks like, we'll find out on next week's Monday. Not tomorrow, but next week. But it drains all mana from an enemy, deals magic +2 damage to all enemies, and is boosted by mana drained. It's basically Famine, but inverse. So Famine drains from all enemies and then hits one enemy very, very hard. This does the inverse of that. This drains from only one enemy, but hits everything. So it's basically exactly inverse Famine, which is way worse. It is way better to 4 times drain and hit 1 than it is to 1 times drain and hit 4. So this thing is pretty useless. It does have a 35% chance to create a potion gem, I guess. But compared to all the other broken gem creation things we've been getting lately, that's honestly not that good. In isolation, it's not awful. But there's just so many better ways to create gems these days that you're not really going to be using this. Especially at such a low rate. Honestly, anything that isn't 100% rate these days is kind of bad. Even if it's a really good gem, like a purple potion gem. Just because it's not consistent. Whereas you could get something slightly worse, but guaranteed every turn, is way better than basically a 1 in 3 chance. So unfortunately, this Mythic is going to be really bad and way overpriced, so you shouldn't get it. It's weaker than Famine, and its final trait is too inconsistent compared to the average mana accumulator we've been getting these days. So yeah, we did go over this once. The reason I didn't remember is it has no troop art. We still don't have troop art for it, but we'll find out on next week's Monday, not tomorrow though. But anyways, guys, it's basically a Greek burrito, pretty much. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be calling it here for now. We will be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. We'll have the video going up sometime this morning, going over all the stuff for the week. I might even briefly go over the calendar, as we have quite a few things coming up in the next month, between the Halloween event, a billion Vault event weekends, and next month, Vault event, the 10-year anniversary of the game. So a lot of big things coming up around the corner. And yeah, we'll go from there. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching. Greatly appreciated. Feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot as well. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. And have a wonderful week.